Hey y'all, Natalie here today, and I am participating in a YouTube hop for Laura Donovan's 1,000 subscribers celebration for YouTube. I'm scrap lifting this gorgeous layout of hers. You can see it up here on the right hand side of the screen. And I love watching Laura's style. She also goes by City Scrapper on YouTube and on Instagram. If you want to look her up, if you haven't already followed her, she is so amazing. So I love her mixed media style. Every one of her layouts is gorgeous. So I chose this one. I love just the really simple design across the top. That is kind of a go-to I use a lot, and so I definitely wanted to use that. I didn't find a video of hers to follow, but I just studied her picture a lot and tried to replicate it. Looked like she had texture paste behind the row of photos, and then she did watercolor effect on them, and so that's what I'm doing as well. I'm sticking pretty close to her sketch, but I'm using different colors. She did a Halloween layout. She seems to do a lot of fun Halloween pages. So I'm using some liquid metallic watercolors there. I think they're from Ken Oliver. And then I'm also using that watercolor palette is from Koi as well. It has very pigmented, bright, brilliant colors, which I love. So what I'm doing here is I'm dabbing the watercolor on the dried texture paste. That stencil was from Wild Whisper Designs, and it's one of my favorites. I love the little squares, but I'm dabbing the color on in the way with a full water brush so that it gives these big sprinkled effects. And that's one of the liquid watercolors. It's called Iron Oxide, and so it's like a brown color. And I'm gonna go through later and do smaller splatters because Laura had very delicate, dainty splatters, but I like the way that a full brush will splatter kind of incidentally around the page. So I'm just doing a fall color palette. I'm doing those 3 photos I showed you earlier of my dogs. They were playing in the leaves. So I'm doing orange, red, mustard, brown, those colors. And yeah, I had a lot of fun making this layout. I'm adding some copper metallic pigment as well, and that is like a yellow gold metallic pigment, and I'm mixing it with the Koi watercolor, so it's not going to be very evident that it is metallic and bright and shiny, just a little bit of shimmer here. So I should have just turned my paper upside down, but I was turning my brush to try to get the splatters to kind of go down as well as up, and I'm loving how this is looking. And I left most of this in here just because I wanted to show you that literally anybody can do this. It is such an easy thing to do. Just waiting for things to dry is the most, but honestly, I mean, this texture paste dried in a couple of minutes. I used my heat gun on it, but just make sure not to set your heat gun on it on one space for too long because it will kind of bubble up your texture paste, but it really doesn't take too long to dry. So, yeah, this is really beautiful, and I'm really liking the way that it looks. But when I set it aside to dry, it was a little bit paler than I wanted it to be. You'll see here in just a second. Oh, I went through and added splatters with the smaller paintbrush. Literally, that gives me smaller splatters. So the larger the paintbrush holds more water, gives bigger splatters. The smaller paintbrush just gives the smaller, more delicate splatters. So now you can see here that it dried very pale, and it is pretty. I like it, but I wanted really vibrant colors. In Laura's original layout, she had really vibrant colors. I laid the photos back on top, and I'm loving the way that they match really well. But I did want vibrant colors. So that's the beauty of watercolors, is that you can layer them up and create more or less vibrancy. So I'm just going to go through and I'm going to add additional color on top. And I don't fully cover every little area of color. I just kind of like give extra blurbs. I did add in a little bit of brown and black from the Koi watercolor set. But you can see I don't cover the entire section of brown that I laid down before. So you will have the lighter colors and the more vibrant colors. But I am glad I went through and layered it up because I did want it to be more vibrant. And this works beautifully to achieve that desired effect. So I'll take this chance to let you know this is an Instagram hop for Laura Donovan, like I said before. And there's so much talent. I think a lot of people probably scrap lifted her. And so make sure to check out the list down below and hop around and see what other people created. So there you can see that is definitely way more vibrant. And I know it kind of looks like a hot mess, but once we add everything back on top and it just peeks out from around the edges, it is perfect. And honestly, I do wish that I had printed my photos a little bit bigger, because in Laura's layout, her photos, I guess, are bigger. I didn't know exactly what size they were. And she had a little bit less mixed media peeking around the edges of it, but that's okay. In the end, once I add on all the foliage and everything, it looks really nice. I did pop them up on foam, which is what I'm doing now. I'm just kind of making sure I have the placement. I want that big splotch in the middle covered up before, just to make sure there's no white showing. But I used my Skeletal Leaves die by Tim Holtz to cut out some orange glitter and some craft paper. And then I also used the Garden Foliage, I think is what it's called, by Tim Holtz as well, to cut out the rest in like this beautiful green color, a mustard color, and then another like little craft color. And then I use these gold alphas or thickers from Maggie Holmes, and the title is going to go in the same spot, and it says cute, and they're really shiny metallic gold. But in the thicker set, they also have these beautiful die cut leaves, and so I thought it would be fun to add those in amongst my other die cut leaves, and just add that metallic gold that was kind of in the watercolors and is in the title, and add it around the page in a few other spaces. I also will link down below with my affiliate links if you would like to go shopping. I'm a member of the Cherry on Top design team, and you can follow my link to their store because they have all of these items and more. The watercolors, the dyes, the Sizzix die cut machine that I use, everything, the paper. Oh, and I didn't say before, but under that texture paste, I did already put clear gesso because I added a ton of water. So obviously I needed some gesso to make sure that it didn't soak through the paper. And it is off-white basil cardstock there. This layout came together so fast, and I was going to add more stuff. And then I thought, you know what? I think we're going to be done with it. I had very few cardstock stickers from Simple Stories or maybe Cartabella, but otherwise that's it. I add this other little leaf cluster down here just because I wanted to add a few more leaves and a little area to add like journaling stickers, a date. But I just think the florals and the watercolor were so beautiful that they kind of speak for themselves. So I didn't need to add a lot more embellishments. So congratulations to you, Laura, on your 1,000 subscribers. Well deserved. I love watching Laura's videos. Her mixed media, like I said, is definitely something to follow. She's a great teacher. So make sure to check out her and follow her if you don't already. I'm sure you probably do. But enjoy the hop and enjoy what everybody created, inspired by Laura. And check out the links I've listed down below. I thank you guys for watching so much. And let me know if you have any questions. I would love it if you'd like and follow. Bye, y'all.